Hey guys, so Lord here, back again with another action figure review. Today we'll be taking a look at the Transformers Legacy United? Question mark. It's not Legacy Evolution. I believe it's Legacy United. Deluxe class. Wal-Mart exclusive. Oh, geez. Star Raider Lockdown. Brought to us by the fine folks over at Hasbro. And before you say, why the OGs-em? Because it's funny. And, not for nothing, never saw this guy around here. I didn't even know he existed until I Googled it and saw that he existed. So, with that said, I was able to nab him on the Wal-Mart app pretty easily. So, yeah, not so much worth an OGs-em, but like I said, it's fun to do. And it's my channel, so up yours. So that being said, why don't we cut right to the chase and get into the meat and taters of this review and take a look-see at all good old Lockdown has to offer in terms of accessories, because he's got quite a few. He is a repaint of the Junkion. I want to say his name is Axle Grease. So if you have that guy, you could do some popping and swapping, for lack of a better term, with this guy, and do a mod that I am quite fond of and am kind of PO'd that I can't really do without sacrificing his signature weapon. But first and foremost, we get a couple of blasters here, which is pretty cool. I tend to use this one for his main weapon because it does cover the side of the arm, and then the part that would become the generator can plug into the side, just like the old Transformers animated version of Lockdown I have. I don't know if the Revenge of the Fallen Deluxe class Lockdown can do that, but I know the animated one can because I have that figure. And not for nothing, this guy is loosely based off that Revenge of the Fallen Deluxe class, which is kind of neat. I haven't really seen anything like that before. The main reason I bought it is because Lockdown's pretty cool. We do have some pipes, some exhaust pipes that I tend to just plug into the back. Give him a bit of a intimidating backpack. We have a couple of engine block pieces that can, of course, snap together like so. And there you have that generator piece, which if I grab this, we can plug this into here like so. You can have that. And of course, what would this weapon be without the piece de resistance? His little hook. And there you have it. There is Lockdown's trademark hook weapon with Ratchet's EMP generator attached to it. And the way you attach this to Lockdown is I take this hand, rotate it around, and then I will pop this on the side like that. And voila! He has his hook weapon. Looking pretty gnarly there. I will say the elbows are not the tightest things ever, so it is kind of loose, but it's pretty cool. I wonder though, can I plug this into... I mean, you can do that too, but it shortens it, but it's not as smooth of a fit, I'm afraid. But turning his hand back, you can also take these off and use these blasters as leg extensions, which is kind of neat. I will show that before we bring out our two regulars, because right now, why don't we just look at the figure as he comes out the package. Very similar head sculpt to that Revenge of the Fallen Deluxe class figure. It only swivels though, it doesn't hinge up and down, but this design kind of limits itself to being a swivel, especially with how small it is compared to that Revenge of the Fallen Deluxe, which is probably like Voyager class size now. Kind of crazy that the times have changed that much. Shoulders can pop out, but his head will get smacked by these giant pauldrons, so be mindful of that. They can rotate. He's got a double elbow, but it's pretty hindered because of the giant panel here, so you really only get the full range if you have the bicep swivel like that. He does have wrist swivel. He's got a waist twist. His hips can kick out, back down, forward, back, no problem. No thigh cut. I wish he had a thigh cut because the knee swivel kind of just pulls the leg out. It works as a knee swivel, but you're constantly having to push it back in. But you can bend the knee, but you will have to push this back in because there is a piece that hits this, and it dislodges the leg, and that's no good. That's no good. Really good ankle range, though. His ankles can shift back and forth, so they can hinge forward and back, and he does have ankle pivot. He's got like massive heels, though. I wish these could fold up. Like fold up and down and give him a smaller heel, because it kind of looks like he's wearing clown shoes. But other than the size of the feet, I really don't have an issue with the robot mode aesthetically. It's asymmetrical like Lockdown usually is, but not too asymmetrical. I do wish like this shoulder pad was smaller, or like he had a smaller one. It's a little different here and there, but it's not different enough to really look like that old figure. So one of these days I'm probably gonna have to pick that up. And see, his leg just popped off just standing him up there. Weird. But standing him up, let's flip him around. Let's give him his little pipe backpack that I mentioned. So what I like to do is I like to do this. I like to stick one in this way, like so. There you go. And one in the other way. And there you go. And now he has his pipe backpack. Pipes flared out like they would be in his vehicle mode. Kind of, sort of. Then if we take his legs off, whoop, and jab my review set. If we take his legs off, we can take these gun pieces, we can pop one in here, we can pop the other one in the other way, then we can pop this in here, and this way you don't really risk popping the leg out because it's positioned a certain way. And there you have Lockdown with a little bit more height on him, and I like this quite a bit. It gives him the chicken legs, but I think that Revenge of the Fallen figure had the chicken legs, so no cry no foul. Get it? 'Cause it's Bard! Standing him up there. Oh wow, he got a lot of height out of that. But why don't we bring in our two regulars? The Mythic Legion's Brother Mandibolith. And the infamous 11 Spawn, who as usual towers over everyone despite Lockdown's newly upgraded legs. So with that being said, it's time now that we wrap things up with some final thoughts. Overall, and aside from some looseness here and there, which apparently is not limited to just good old Lockdown here, but all of the figures utilizing these Junkion molds. My only major gripe with this figure is the fact that we don't get 2 extra blasters, so we can give him the extended legs. Or at least 1 extra blaster so we can give him the extended legs, because, well, not for nothing, it's a little bit tighter of a fit, utilizing the blasters as extra leg pieces, and it gives him the added height that makes him look more like his Revenge of the Fallen Deluxe class counterpart. So, yeah, a missed opportunity there, if you ask me. So, with that being said, before we wrap this sucker up, why don't we get this guy transformed and take a closer look at his vehicle mode. And as promised, here we have good old Lockdown in his Mad Max AF vehicle mode. Assuming it's some kind of car. I've heard it's a truck, but I think it's a car, because that's what Lockdown usually turns into. Although I would not be opposed to see him turn into a truck. We're an equal opportunity channel here at Overlord Productions, but he can roll. And in true Overlord Productions luck, one of the wheels is like stiff on mine, so go figure. It doesn't really roll, it just kind of gets stuck, and well, that's no fun. He's got the hook on the back. The 2 guns form the whole almost arse end of the car, at least the top half. The pipes connect to the side like this. Although, I was led to believe that maybe they hooked onto the bottom here and surpassed the wheels and stuck out to the side, because I have plenty of Hot Wheels to do that, but no dice. And then, of course, the engine block goes where the engine block would go. Although in Lockdown's case, he usually has like the blower sticking off the top, but in this case, it's probably best that that isn't there, because it would be way too tall to be, we'll say, physically possible to drive this thing, which does have some spikes on the front. It's got some spikes on the side and back here. It's got spikes on the roof. He's covered in spikes. I can totally see why that Junkion was reused for this guy. I just wish it was an animated, proper Lockdown instead of this weird concept Lockdown based off a Revenge of the Fallen toy that I actually do not have. I think I mentioned that earlier, but yeah, I do not have that old Deluxe. But I may have to track that sucker down. I don't know, but I'm sure he goes for a lot of money nowadays, because back then Hasbro didn't suck quite as bad. Watch that last Marvel Legends fan stream, you know what I'm talking about. Either way, I think this was a perfect segue to look at some animated proper characters from this Legacy United, Legacy Evolution, Legacy whatever the heck you want to call it line. So stay tuned for that, and until next time, hope you guys enjoyed this review. I'll catch you guys later.